Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Boaters List. I am Captain Steve. Great to have you with us, and with me, as always, is Bill on the water. Bill, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Steve. What a great day to be alive and talking about boats, baby.
Absolutely, especially here on Cape Cod. I don't know if you can see out my window there. It's a snowy day, so what better to do on a snowy day than talk about boats?
Sorry for you. It's a little overcast here in the southwest of Florida, but hey, only about 75 degrees. We'll take it.
Well, we make the best of it. You know, I've got Daddy's little helper here, so
Ooh.
yeah. How about you? You prepare? There we go.
Well, down
There we
south, we're
go.
drinking clear, so I'm on the tequila tonight. Cheers.
Cheers to everybody watching. And our show today is
Yes.
brought to you by our good friends at Boat Gear USA, where if you click on the link below, you can get discounts on over 17,000 items. And I'll bet there's going to be one there that you like. I'll just
Absolutely.
bet.
Great stuff
So,
there.
what's our topic for today?
Center console.
Boom.
Woo!
Boom.
Yes,
Popular
yes.
boat.
Very popular boat. USA.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't know somebody with a center console? I mean,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
everywhere. They're everywhere. And why are they everywhere? Well, they're so popular. They're so versatile. They're so utilitarian.
They're
But
fishing and family friendly.
fishing is family friendly, and they're not all created the same. That's a big thing.
No, 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 no.
That's a very big thing. So we're here to separate the good, the bad, the ugly, without naming names, without naming
Yeah.
brands. I mean, but the simple fact is that all center consoles are not created equal. So
Well, let's
what's
start
item
our
one?
list.
Yeah,
Item one.
let's go to the
Item one.
list.
Item
Boom.
one has to be how much are you going to fish is the most important question because these are fishing boats at the core and how you're going to use it, how much fishing you're going to do versus relaxing and at the sandbar or towing the kids behind.
I got to tell you, I know people with center consoles that have never put a fish on the boat ever.
That's what other people's boats are for. They have better gear.
Make it messy. Mess someone else's boat up.
That's it. That's it.
um,
But you got rod holders that can hold other things like, grills, drink holders, whatever, right?
yeah, I mean,
They're very useful.
there's so many accessories that you can put into a rod holder now. It's just ridiculous. It's kind of cool too,
Yes.
actually.
Yes.
And that's a neat way to go, because if you're not
Yeah.
going to have a galley on your boat, it's nice to have a grill that you can put in a rod holder and cook up something.
Yeah, no, I think the challenge too of engineering of all boats comes down to you have a limited amount of space and how you're going to use the boat, behind the helm and in front of the helm and performance wise, moving things back and forth and creating space always creates options and problems, right?
That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. And if you are going to be fishing on board, it's not just about adding rod holders to the boat.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
got to be more coming to the table than that. So you really need to define whether you're going to be fishing or not. And if you are, let's get some ingredients for fishing. Um,
Yeah.
in addition to rod holders, once you get a fish on board, where's it going to go?
Right. Fish boxes and maybe the little fish you need to go fishing, which are your baits, live wells, right? And they're oftenly distributed differently for a family-friendly boat first versus a fishing-friendly boat first.
Exactly. And let's not lose sight of the fact that that live well is probably going to be insulated. And if that's
Yeah,
the case, gee, it'll probably hold ice and drinks and things like that too.
that's it.
Swapping back
Absolutely.
over to the family friendly aspect of
Family
it.
family friendly. It's every boat is family friendly to some degree.
To
Uh,
some degree, which I think brings us to item number two, the seat configuration on the boat. You've got a center console. There's limited space at that console. The captain is going to be in one of the seats at the console. Is there another seat next to you? Is there a bench seat next to you? Are there
mhm,
three seats across?
mhm.
Is the console made with the helm in the center, so you've got to squeeze people to the sides? What is the seating configuration on this boat? Because I'm telling you, if you're going out fishing, say with three people, I don't want to say three guys, but three
Mhm.
people,
Mhm.
and you've got one guy sitting next to you at the helm, and the other guy gets relegated to that transom seat, that's a sucky position to be in back
It
there.
is.
You're
It
alone,
is.
you're not talking to anybody, and it's a wet ride. It's a nasty. It's
Yeah.
just not as much fun. If you can have everybody sitting at the helm with you and having more eyes looking forward, that's a nice thing to have. But that takes a larger boat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but seating configuration is an important consideration, especially if you're going to be swapping over to the family aspect of it. What's it look like up in the bow? Is there a V seat
Yeah,
up there with cushions on it? You got a table going on up there? Do you have a seat in front of the helm?
yeah,
And if that's the case, is it just, a cushion on top of a cooler? Is it an actual lounge? Flip down
yeah,
armrest? You can get really elaborate on some of the larger boats,
yeah.
and
The nice
manufacturers
thing is
do.
about the larger boats is those tables really are casting platforms now. You lower it down. Well, it can be a casting platform or it can be you fill it in and it can be a lounger too, you know what I mean, to catch some sun.
Yeah, turn the whole thing into a sun pad.
But casting, but you see a lot of, there's a lot of fishing guys out there that may use their boat for a charter and they may not have seats up there in the bow at all if you're dealing with a manufacturer that may be semi-custom and no seats in the front, maybe a coffin box. And again, everything duals as a seat here and there. But, how much fishing are you going to do? Are you chartering? Or are you going to like have the kiddos on it, grandkids? Let me tell you a little story, Steve, while we're
Do
talking about
tell.
fishing.
Hold on, hold on. I'm
All right,
ready. Go
cheers. All
ahead.
right.
Hit me.
All right, I'm going to give you an impulse gap. By 2018, I'm buying a used boat. My wife is sick. We go to a boat show, and I'm walking through this boat show. We're looking for like a 23 center console, and I see, much to my astonishment, this center console that had seating capacity for 12, 12 people.
Really?
So, I'm not a fishing first guy. I am, have fun at the sandbar guy first, and I have four grandkids. I literally wrote the check an hour later. Boom. Do you know what I mean?
Whoa.
Because I looked at this boat, had never seen a boat past eight capacity of eight, and we're not going to take 12 adults on my boat, FYI. You know what I mean? Like at
Do
that
you even know
size.
12 people?
I do. I do. I got family. Yeah, they're stuck with me. They're really
It's
stuck with
amazing
me.
how many friends you have when you get a
Yeah.
boat.
So, it's amazing when, the manufacturers are doing a great job of the configuration of the bows and the sterns and putting more things in it. You know what I mean? If you're a fishing guy, maybe multiple live wells and four fish boxes that are big and macerated. And of course, you can always add more rocket launchers and rod holders, you know,
Yeah,
but
exactly,
depending
exactly.
how much gear, you
I gotta
know.
say, without those seats up in the bow, having an open bow and
Hmm.
the gunnel up a little bit higher, I kind of like that configuration
Yeah,
because if you're working the ground tackle, it's like waist
yeah,
high. You're not
yeah.
stepping up on the seats and bending over to get all that stuff and work that stuff. I kind of like it having that
Hmm.
right at waist level. That works for me
Yeah.
anyway.
And, not everybody likes to fish off the front, but we're talking about the center consoles. We got motors on the back. It's not always easy to maneuver, around the transom area, but you make that flat surface and the front all cleared out, and hey, it's on. Fish
And you know
on.
what? Then cleanliness becomes a serious factor. I'm
Yeah.
OCD. I mean, that's probably
Yeah.
come out in a lot of my videos. But
Hmm.
when you've got a table that people are standing on with bare feet, ugh, now you put food on that or a plate. It's
Guts,
like, yeah,
guts, fish guts.
that
You
just
got blood in the boat. Come on,
gives
you
me
got to
the
christen it.
EBGBs.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Feet and food don't really mix, do they?
Yeah, not too much, not too much. So
Yeah, but
yeah. Um, but if you're going to be family friendly, you know, maybe there's another alternative.
yeah, there is. Yeah, family, the dual console's starting to take off, right, Steve?
Yeah, number three. Number
Number
three. We
three.
should stray
Yeah,
a little bit from the center console and talk about dual
yeah.
consoles.
Hmm.
Very cool option and still fishable and family friendly.
Yeah,
Um, so, especially if you decide you're not going to be fishing full time, maybe a dual console is the way to go.
yeah,
You got better protection from the elements. You've got a hard top that's going over the whole center of the boat or a large bimini. But either way, you've got more protection than you would on a center console.
yeah,
And that's great for families.
absolutely. But it's
Storage.
tough. It's tough to get out of the sun in the center console. You know what I mean? When you're moving, yeah, and I think that's better weather option in rough weather, like if we're up on the Cape. But down here in Southwest Florida in the summer, it gets brutal, and that dual console really could be a game changer for some people who
I mean, I'm a fair-skinned
Yeah.
Irish boy. I just burst into flame in the sun. So it's, stop, drop, and roll is my boat motto. So
Yeah, yeah,
having
absolutely.
overhead protection is critical to me. Absolutely critical.
Yeah.
Um, but then there's definitely more storage on a dual console because
Yes.
you've got in one console, there's going to be the head compartment, in the other,
Mhm.
wide open space.
Yeah.
Not so much of a berth. Maybe it'll have a berth, but that's
Right.
probably going to be more for storage.
Right.
Um, yeah, so
Yeah.
that's a consideration.
Locking up your gear at night, especially if you had a tournament or whatever, whether it's a dual console or center console, locking up while you're tackling your rods, super important.
Ooh,
Almost
good
more
point.
important than we always talk about spending the night on the hook if you have something like 30 feet or above and you got that space. But let's face it, your rods are going. You got rods, extra gear, foul weather gear, stuff like that. That's going to be
So with
important.
that's a huge point. And with that said, when you're looking at boats, look and see if that console is lockable. It may have a latch that you can open and close, but is it a lockable latch?
Is it lockable? Yeah,
You're going to want it
100%.
lockable. Um, so number four, I mean, we kind of touched on this a little bit over and over again. Is it really family friendly? Really? Is it?
Yes,
Adding
yes,
cushions, that does not a family friendly boat make.
no,
You're going to need more features than that to keep the family happy.
yeah,
For example, a head. Does it have a head on board? If you're
doesn't
going to
have that.
bring, the wife and kids on board, they're going to need to use a head. And if you do
What
have a
kind of
head,
head?
yeah, what kind of head? Is it pump out? Is it a
Yeah.
porta potty? Ugh. I was on a boat the other day, a center console that had a waterless head.
Wow.
There was a plastic bag that goes in it that
Mm,
circulates and
mm,
collects all of the waste,
mm.
and you can use it, I think, up to 10 times.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you just bag it up and off
That's
into the
a
dumpster.
that's a much
Um,
better option than those. What are those little porta? They're like little. They're almost like training potties in some of them that they put in that aren't
oh
pump
yeah,
outs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It gets yeah, yeah. The whole concept of the head just gets really nasty. I mean, even if you're, a porta potty is the cheapest way to go, that's probably going to be
Yeah.
included with the boat. If not, maybe the lowest price option, but
Yeah.
not anybody's favorite ever.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
to pick that thing up now, now it weighs probably 20, 30 pounds once it's full. It doesn't take much liquid or solid. Yeah. I
It's
don't
a,
want to talk about this. Oh, hang
you've
on.
only, 100%. I guarantee you, if you're a boat owner and you had a center console with one of those pull out, only had one.
One.
Because
Yeah.
after you've dealt with it one time,
Ugh.
you get rid of it and just say, here, use the
There I
line.
was
Yeah.
walking down the dock and I tripped.
Sorry, honey, I don't know what happened to it. It's
Oh,
gone.
man. So what else makes a family friendly boat? Having some place to cook is
Yes,
a nice thing. Even though you're not going to be
100%.
going out and spending a weekend on board this center console, it's nice to be able to stay out all day. And if you don't
Yeah,
want to have a sandwich, you want to cook the fish that you just caught if you're fishing, that's
yeah,
kind of cool too. Or throw some burgers and dogs on the grill. You know,
yeah,
it's cold sandwiches. They'll only take you so far, and you can only do that so many times before you want something different.
yeah.
You
And a
know,
lot of the manufacturers are coming up with those beach mode style center consoles where you can maybe even the helm seats flip around or the aft seats become rear facing in a beach mode. And sometimes they'll even throw like a beach anchor back there or a sport pole, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Sport pole's
exactly.
important if you're going to use it tubing or wakeboarding with the kids. And yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And having a helm seat that has a flip seat back, now you
yeah,
can sit and face the people that are in the back of the boat, and you've got opposing seating. It's more conversational,
right.
it's more comfortable, it's more friendly. And then
Hmm.
when you get underway, just flip that seat back again and get back
Yeah.
into operational mode.
I would
So
say as a former wakeboarder, well, I still wakeboard, don't ever throw the rope up on to the top of any center console. A dual console sometimes can accommodate that, but most center consoles cannot put a towable on top of the roof. You're gonna regret
interesting
it.
point.
You're
Interesting
gonna
point.
regret it. Yeah.
Yeah, good to know. Good to know.
Hmm.
So
Well,
what's next on our list here?
so I think what we kind of skipped something last time. Honestly, I think when we were talking about buying boats, it's so important to try before you buy.
Try before you buy. Absolutely try before you. And that's the biggest piece of advice that I think any of us who know what we're talking
Yeah.
about can give to anybody who doesn't know what they're talking about.
Hmm.
Um, I've been on some really, really cool boats, great looking boats that just handle like crap.
Hmm.
Um, and even the representative tells me this is a great handling boat. You're going to be blown away. We've got law enforcement clamoring to get on this boat. It handles so well. And then I get on it and like, come on,
Yeah. Yeah.
my fillings are coming loose as I hit a wave, and it's like, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um,
And how
some
comfortable you are at the helm too. Like all the setups are a little different because it's a fight for space on a boat, isn't it? With the
it definitely
designers.
is. There's a trade off with every boat,
Yeah.
absolutely. So yeah, having comfort on board is a big thing. And you might not think you have that comfort level if you're looking at the boat at a boat show.
Yes.
Bring the whole family on board. How many people are going to be on this boat? Do you have
Right.
a big family? Are they all going to fit?
Hmm.
That's a big thing to take into consideration. If they're not all going to fit, well, who are you going to leave at home?
Right.
You know, and if you
Yeah.
invite your friend on board, that friend is going to want to bring a husband or a wife.
Yes.
Because they're not going to want to just say, "Bye, I'm going to go out and have a good time with these guys. See ya." It doesn't
Yes.
work like that.
Yeah.
Do you have enough to accommodate them?
Yeah.
And they're all going to be needing to bring stuff on board: towels, blankets,
Right.
the,
Oh,
the the big tote
aren't you
bag,
correct? Yeah.
all
Everybody
of
wants
that
to bring
stuff.
their own cooler. We'll talk about it again
Yeah,
another time.
it's like they bring 3 or 4 suitcases on
Oh
board.
gosh.
It's like, you
Hey,
know,
let real quick. If I'm new to boating and you're going to take a sea trial, don't be afraid to go on a bad weather day. If it's sketchy that day, go out. It's the best day to try it.
that's absolutely true. I've
You
had some
know?
real interesting sea trials when I couldn't get the test numbers because it was too rough. You can't get up to full
Yeah.
speed, but you can really bring out some great handling characteristics. Some of the larger center consoles.
Yeah.
I mean, you put something like that out in really crappy weather, and it's going to blow you away how cool it
Yeah.
is.
That's
They've,
awesome.
the hull design on some boats just
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
dialed in,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's really cool. That's
Hmm.
really cool. Handling is another big thing that you're going to want to find out on a sea trial. This
Yes.
may be more than you can handle.
Hmm.
Even with that fancy joystick, if it's not dialed in just right, you're going to have a little trouble. You move that joystick to the side, the boat doesn't
Yes.
necessarily go perfectly straight sideways. You
Yes.
might find the bow moving a little bit. You might find the stern moving a little bit. Something like that.
Hmm.
Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's something to definitely consider. Um,
Try before you buy.
yeah, definitely
It's
try
important.
before you buy. Um, And if it's not just you coming aboard, make sure there's storage for everybody on board and they can all fit. And
Chef, no.
yeah, you being attacked over there, sounds like.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
dog is yelling at the pool guy right now, and he's a killer. Be careful.
He gets so excited when new people are here. Are you a pilot yourself?
So I think we got everything taken care of here.
Yeah.
There's our 5 items. If you have any questions, concerns, things you want us to talk about, make sure you send those in to us. Put them down in the comment below. Let us know what you think of the show because we're
Absolutely.
certainly having fun with it, but we want it to be informative for you. We want it to be something that you all enjoy watching. So leave us those comments. Let us know what you think. Smash that like and subscribe button. And more importantly, if you're watching this on either my YouTube channel or Bill's, take a look at the
Yes.
other YouTube channel. If you're watching it on mine,
Captain Steve.
look at Bill on the Water. So yeah, we both have our own channels, and we'll be showing these on both of them. So please like and subscribe. Smash that subscribe button.
Comment, baby. All right,
That's a big
guys.
help. That's a big help. It helps keep us going and keeps things moving forward because it's not like people are throwing money at us to do this. We're doing this for the fun and the enjoyment. We just little subscribe goes a long way. It's a big help. And also remember our sponsors, Boat Gear USA, over 17,000 items discounted. Use code CAPTSTEVE and
All right.
enjoy all those discounts. So yeah, great having another conversation with you, Bill.
Great seeing you two. Stay warm up there.
Yeah, I'll
All right.
try. I'm going to have to go out and shovel in a few minutes here, I guess. So
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time.
I will see you on the water.
All right, guys. Peace.